live. You drop a...
Oh, it wasn't me this time.
No, it wasn't you. Maybe I didn't catch that part yet. It was still processing, so.
Well, we only know when the video comes out.
Yeah. All right. You may want to move your mic over just a tad so it's a little more in front of you. Hear you crunching on that pecan brittle.
Not picking it up.
It's good pecan brittle. I can't blame you.
I have to have my son help me eat this or I'm going to be having the diabetes.
I know. Shout out to Donna's Produce down in Florence on 49. You know.
Oh, dude, I need to go there again. Yeah. Everything I got from there was really good.
Donna's number 9.
Yep. All righty.
Come on, pep up. Come on. Take a shot of Dr. Pepper of soda. I don't know.
Of soda. Yeah.
Of soda. I don't know if we're allowed to say the brand. They may not want to be associated with such questionable individuals as us.
Who knows? But, it was a long weekend.
Well, you didn't get somebody at level 50 this weekend.
I had family over. Don't get me wrong. I love my family. But it's always exhausting to have people in and out of your home.
I know. I mean, I've tried to tell people that like, hosting takes energy. People don't understand that. That's why in the hospital, I told people, I said, look, you can pray for me, but I really don't want visitors because having a room full of people, when I'm really doped up on pain meds and when my pain meds wear off, I'm writhing in pain. I don't want to put on a show. I don't want people watching me like...
I get that.
I mean, I was really bad off.
That's why I didn't come see you.
Yeah.
That and I hate hospitals.
If you had come to see me, you just would have heard a chain of profanity. In front of you, I'd be comfortable enough to be like, F you. What did I do? I just need to curse someone out. And I'm not dumb enough to do it to my nurses. They've been real good. They took good care of me at St. Dominic, you know.
And doing it to your mama, she don't even care if you're hurt. She'd slap you.
She threatened to attack me several times during my stay for mouthing off. And I wouldn't even mouth it off that much.
Oh, all right. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And on Discord,
We got Bloodaxe.
all right. Let's get started. Got a lot of stuff actually this time. Finally cut through, I guess, the politics some and got back into games. So,
I mean, stuff is the best word I can say for what we've seen.
well, yeah. I mean, I am actually somewhat excited about this. New character looks really cool. Borderlands 4 reveals first DLC Vault Hunter Cash.
And you know me, I love playing my robot. Flack was my favorite character, so I'm doubly going like, there might be my boy right there.
Yeah, so I am interested in that. And I will say, I mean, look, last time we talked about Borderlands, I refused to give a grade to the game because I said, you know, I didn't want to do like Monster Hunter, get so deep into the game, and then be like, you know what? That first appeal, it's not there anymore. I will say Borderlands, the game is still good. I notice the bugs and the issues more, and they have started to grind on my nerves a bit.
It's because there's more of them. They're not going the right direction.
Yeah.
You do know every time I turn the game on, it does all the scaling again. When I join Bloodaxe or you, it does it again. Like, I don't know what happened, but the last patch jacked up my performance.
Well, and that's my thing. My thing is so when I'm playing solo, it's not so bad. Multiplayer, man, look, at least you can do crossplay, but it's buggy as shit.
I mean, it's playable.
You know, it's better than past with multiplayer and crossplay.
What multiplayer and crossplay?
Yeah.
Dude, you couldn't for like 2 years. Like, you owned the game for a year. A year after the game had already been owned by me and Bloodaxe for a year.
Well, yeah. I mean, Tiny Tina's was the first one to actually be released with crossplay, and it didn't work when it came out, even though it was supposed to.
Tiny Tina just didn't work.
But yeah. So there's a lot of bugs. I've started, because my asshole boss pointed out You're QA, man. You should notice these things. Da, da, da. And I'm like, I try to play games and not notice bugs, but he got it put in my damn head. So now I'm noticing even more bugs because of, Oh, yeah. I'm noticing more bugs because of that. And a lot of it's laziness, man. You know, like I've noticed a couple places where signs will be mirrored image instead of, because they want the arrow to point in the right way, but they didn't want to go through the trouble of redoing the sign, so they just mirrored it so the text is backwards. Now, the way our brains work, unless you're looking for it, you probably don't notice it.
Unless you work in QA.
Unless you work in QA and your boss says something about you not noticing things in games. And I was like, I'm trying not to notice so I can enjoy the game, but thanks, asshole. You know who you are. So, you know, if you're not paying attention and you're not QA, you might not notice that the second sign on the second floor of Moe's is mirror imaged instead of being
Moxie's.
Yeah, Moxie's is mirror imaged instead, but it is, and it annoys me now.
For me, the big thing is that it takes longer to get in the game now. It's actually taking longer. Once I play for a little while, it sees to sort itself, but there's now this warm-up
Well, that's
period.
what they said. They said, well, give it 15 minutes and it'll be fine. It's loading some shaders in the background now. Well, you load shaders before I get into the game. Now you're loading stuff in the background. I actually went and increased I went into my video card settings and increased the max shader size that I can store, and it didn't help.
My thing is that I didn't have this problem before the last patch. They broke my version of the game to have all these shading issues. It was running perfect.
My thing is I enjoy, like, some games, not a lot, but some games that do a lot of shaders. As much as I hate to compliment them, Fortnite is one that allows you to go ahead and pre-install the shaders. You just go ahead and you store them on your hard drive. I got a massive system. I got plenty of storage space for the purpose of not having to do stuff like this.
Terabytes of game drive space.
Yeah.
Separated
dedicated
from the rest of my computer.
Yeah, dedicated for games. And so with Fortnite, I can pre-install all the shaders required so it doesn't have to load any shaders when I play the game. Why can't you do that? Why can't you let me do that? Why is my settings in my NVIDIA console not seeming to make... I dedicated... you know, the largest amount available for shaders in my console and still didn't change anything.
So, and I mainly bring that up. I'm glad you brought it up, actually. We bring it up because it's not doing well in the ratings. Like, apparently, even though I'm loving the game, and I will say that I'm enjoying it.
No, I'm enjoying it.
But it is messing up. I heard they lost a lot of players. Because there's some people, man, the second the game starts getting glitchy, they're out. Yeah. For me, I can put up with a certain amount of jank if I'm having fun, but there's two very mandatory requirements. One, I usually gotta be able to play with my friends to put up with it, because my friends have that much value for me in playing a game. Yeah. If I can co-op, we've enjoyed the heck. It's like the old famous Army of Two joke. Army of Two wasn't a great game. We all have amazing memories of that game.
I am at the point where I am ready to put Borderlands on the shelf for a little bit and pull into Dying Light. I hear so much good things about Dying Light, man.
I'm ready where you are, man.
I played the first 5 minutes of the story. The parkour was fun. And then I shut it off so that I...
Wait, you already got it?
Yeah, I've been having it.
I'm going to slap the hell out of you.
I ain't playing it without you.
That is the dude that gave me heck because I did a vault.
I told you last week that I was getting it.
You didn't tell me you had started it.
And you said, well, go ahead and play it.
Oh, and I did say level up because somebody.
But I
likes
wasn't
going to
level up.
So I should have, because once I get started, it's all.
I know you are. But I really just like playing with my friends. But anyway, I did go ahead and get it.
I'll grab it tonight.
Anyway, back to the story at hand. Cash, man, what do you think? Not a lot in the video for him.
What do you think, Bloodaxe? Let me let you talk on it. We've been going.
Well, when I first saw it, I shared it with y'all last night, and I immediately thought, robot androgynous build, Q's gonna want that, but it's also it's a weird, complex, almost kind of like a feast or famine with the luck system they're talking about, and some of the weird things you can do with the dice or the cards. It's going to be probably one of the more complicated Vault Hunters to be able to play. And oh yeah, no, and but they're also using pistols, and other than shotties, you like your pistols, so. I'm more of a heavy ordnance, big gun type player. So while he looks cool, and the concept of a gunslinger from the Wild Wild West coming into a Vault Hunter is really, really intriguing. I'm not going to be able to probably hold a candle to what you can be able to do with him. So it's definitely going to be somebody that you're going to pick up and play. But I've got my frustrations with the game, although I've kind of a little bit later to the party than what you two have been. But I tell you what, I've finally got my Harlow build to where I can actually keep up now, which is actually,
Man, it's
pretty intriguing.
It's almost like when you hit level 50, somebody handed you like every piece of equipment you were looking for almost.
Yeah, because I haven't found anything else that I've used since then.
He was going, I need the Katagawa. I need this. I was just dropping guns. I need this class mod.
I've got a bunch in mind for him as well, so we'll have to get back. We'll have to get on with him and see if I have any upgrades
a
for
good
him.
role for the skeptic. So
Okay.
Check the
I need a blind box, which I don't even know where to find the blind box. But anyway, and I've spent the past couple of days just running through trying to catch up my SDUs, and I filled several of the maps in actually, and doing some of the side missions, which I will say the humor is dialed down from what we're used to.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Some of the odd side quests are still interesting and intriguing. And so I will give them props to that.
Yeah, not sharing specialization points with new characters is gonna make doing a new character.
Let me be real. Let me just say this because I'm the crazy one. I've already hit, I think, over 300 plus hours. I'm a maniac. I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't want to say this because I want to play with y'all, but yeah, man, I don't know what to do. I've got most of my Amon equipment, but other than playing with y'all, I normally would start a new character, but the specialization is too much. And the SDUs.
Yeah,
having you losing all of your SDUs, including your bank. In the previous game, you kept your bank. You can't even interact with your bank properly on a new character. And the specializations take so long to get back up that I played to level 37 Vex, and then I just got sick and tired of it. I really did. And if it wasn't for the fact that I like my Amon build, it's fun to switch roles with Bloodaxe and be the crazy, rocket launcher person. But until Cash comes out, I'm fine waiting for, than when a special event. If something comes out in between, but see, Cash doesn't come out the next year. You know that, right? He isn't coming out this year.
It's first quarter 2026.
But I like Bloodaxe knows me well. Complex, I'm hoping this is a character that's tricky to use. I like a tricky character that's difficult to play but gives good rewards when you master it, or even gambles. But they've ruined the replayability of this game with how bad it feels to start over. Your whole map's blacked out. Even though you can start a character at level 30, they still black out the map.
Yeah.
So you can't even teleport around the map,
also,
even though you, quote, beat the game.
Well, I mean, and that was another issue with multiplayer. Playing with me. When you got back into your map, you couldn't do anything. You had to go and find all the locations again.
All the silos and teleport points, they were in my game, but because of the fog of war, I couldn't teleport to them. So I had to walk up to each individual safe house to get the fog of war cleared so I could teleport to it. But like I said, the specialization which should be your bonus. If they don't fix that, then I will probably only play Cash. I probably won't even try the next new Vault Hunter unless they really hit an itch for me, because honestly, I have no interest in doing that again.
If they don't fix the specialization, you'll probably be playing Cash alone. You probably won't have to worry about.
You're probably not even willing to go through it. Dude, if
Yeah, I
it
mean,
wasn't for the fact
at
that I
least
like playing robots that much.
yeah, at least in the last game, it was in-game currency, so we would just trade millions of dollars to unlock your SDUs. The fact that you have to put in another 60, 70 hours just to get most of your stuff unlocked, oh hell no! I don't. There's not a lot of people that are going to be playing that. There's just
Well,
no
with
way.
how long it takes, like you said, too, for you to get his ammo, dude, he could tell you. I filled out his whole Fade Fields map just running around with him going that way, me on that way, trying to get him. We finally got his SDUs up to a decent amount. That's a lot of time that you didn't have to do to that degree. And honestly, I think you should do it once. I really think it should be SDU unlocks. Also, your challenges. You do know all your challenges reset.
Mm-hmm.
You know how long it takes to get some of those challenges? Thousands of kills. I also found out the heavy weapons don't count toward the weapon, so you can use a Vladov heavy weapon. Guess what? Doesn't count towards your Vladov kills. I just realized that today.
Yeah.
Because I started counting it. So all these,
Well,
and
no.
oh my God, picking up Iridian.
Well, and that's what
I'm still trying to finish the Iridian. I don't know how you did it.
It's one of the cool things about the challenges is if you had multiple characters, because I like to use specific guns for specific character builds, and I would play a second character because this character uses Malawan, this character uses Jacobs,
This character gets your elemental kills.
Yeah.
This character gets your melee kills.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore because none of this is carrying over, which to me is killing replayability because it's painful to level another character.
And like I said, this is why I waited to say my final notes on it. My final notes on the game is I'm enjoying the game. I think it's fun. I think there's frustrations of the game. I agree with the mixed reviews that it has gotten. It hasn't gotten them maliciously or falsely. They have issues. And that's something they're going to have to work on, especially in multiplayer.
Can you score it, or are you just going to leave it at that?
I mean, if I scored it, I would have to score it with a breakdown. Because I'll be honest, I mean, just fun playability, it probably gets an 8. But overall, it probably gets about a 6. I upped your volume already.
Sorry, glasses off, I can't read. I was like,
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess 7 would be the median score I'd give it, 7 out of 10.
I was thinking 7. It gets the 7 for being, and I can score it. I can do it fast. 7 because it isn't worse than Borderlands 3 in how it plays. The combat's good. The guns feel good. You move well. The glider's been tricky for Bloodaxe, but I've got the glider down. I know how it works. It is tricky. It can really send you flying off a ledge, but it is a good addition.
Yeah.
But that's where it gets at the 7 because it loses points on replayability. It loses points on each patch seems to be hurting instead of improving
Honestly,
gameplay.
the maneuverability is the one improvement I enjoy from this game. The glider and the hook. Other than that, it's not really any different than
Borderlands 3.
Yeah, it's Borderlands 3.
And then the third issue is, like I said, it's the replayability, the glitchiness, and
The story was better, too.
the bad decisions on some of this stuff. Some of the decisions were bad. Like a little minor one, and then we'll switch off, is that they made it seem like you had all these variety of weapons. As somebody who's now went through thousands of pieces of loot, no, there's a lot of loot that can't actually roll certain licenses. Some of the legendaries get no license part at all, which means they have no variants. That isn't what they sold us on.
And they
didn't sell us on it. I thought that you'd be able to get your hot slugger with it shooting gyro jets or something crazy. No, the hot slugger, the hell slinger, those are 2 weapons off the bat. I can tell you, absolutely will not roll any license parts. At least the hot slugger I know for sure, and so far I haven't seen a hell walker one. Same thing. I'm doing rocket launchers. They got a very small list of variants. It doesn't swing away from that. I've tried to get weird combos. They do not seem to exist.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the purples get the weird combos.
More than,
but usually there's some mechanic in the legendary that makes it where that's your gun. That's what you need. Now, there are some purples where it's like, okay, they rolled up just the perfect god roll that's worth keeping around. Especially with some of your ordinances. I know you've had some good luck.
The purple ordinances way outperform the legendary. The legendary ordinances are trash.
Anyway, Bloodaxe, you got any final notes on that?
Well, I mean, you guys are more favorable for the game. I'm more like in the 6 range. But it's still the same problems that we've had before. I mean, you've got some buggy shit to where for some reason ricochets down me, which is weird. And then the moment you get down, enemies run away and go hide, and you're screwed. That has always bugged the crap out of me. But I mean, even some of the challenges you cannot do unless you have a very, very specific version of a weapon. And sometimes, like for example, if you want to get the Malawan freezing an enemy 500 times, you have to get a Malawan shotgun with the Jacobs attachment to it, just so you can do enough freezing damage to freeze them. And so it's a pain in the butt, and it's super frustrating because I want to be able to knock out the challenges so I can start farming for my gear. But because as a completionist, I'm not going to be able to do the data list. I'm not going to be able to do the Atlas and some of the other ones just because I'm not going to put the time in to do it, because I've been working on just the Malawan for about 7 or 8 days now and don't have level 1 of freezing yet. So
I'm playing Amon, who's all elemental, so it's easy for me. But what I'm having trouble that he can do is I'm having trouble with killing people with regular guns.
Yeah,
because you know why? I found out half time when I kill somebody, when I shoot somebody with my gun, they get killed by my elemental damage instead. So I don't get credit for the gun kill. Yeah. So I can't get the gun kills for Amon, but I've got the elemental
also
kills.
Because of that, you don't always get upped by it.
Yes. Well, I know where his 6 came from, because there's a big one, Bloodaxe. You remember we talked about it? I predicted this, and it is number 2. The random tags is way inferior to the Mayhem system, because the random tags will screw you hard. For example, there's several tags that will down you when the enemy dies. Multiple. Well, because it's random, you can't avoid it. So why he's so upset is that he gets killed often by that, and I do too. But I've learned to kind of eye for it a little better. But there's a Vengeful, which launches an attack at you after the enemy dies. No, that's counterintuitive to fight for your life. And then, like he said, dude, I've so many times been in a Ripper place. There's dots all over the screen. I get down, every enemy hides from me. Like, they just all run off.
The hiding is annoying.
And I'm just sitting there going, like, it's so lonely.
Yeah.
Like,
last note on Gearbox and Borderlands, and this is one of those where I don't know who to point the finger at.
Switch to.
That is, the Gearbox delays Borderlands 4 on Switch 2 indefinitely because the game needs additional development and polish.
It ain't the game. It's Switch 2 can't play it. Oh, my God, the Switch 2
is
going to be worse than the Xbox S. Oh, my, that would be bad.
All Borderlands 4 Switch 2 digital pre-orders will be canceled. So if you had one, you don't anymore.
Well, remember, this thing's having trouble on an X and a PlayStation Pro. It'll probably make the Switch 2 explode. Like, there's no way the Switch 2 can handle these shader issues. It would be trying to play it'll be like trying to play on a Switch. But, like I just don't think it can hang because we've got top-of-the-end computers, and the last update made it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So they should, but at least they're canceling pre-orders. They're giving them their money back.
And then we have, in Nintendo, continuation,
They deserve it.
Pocket Pair, I gotta give them a pat on the back. This was beautiful to me, and that's
it looks better than the Nintendo one. It literally looks better.
They announced a new Power World game after Nintendo announced they're forming. I
don't know if this is real. I believe they're screwing with them. I don't know why, but
dude, have you seen the video?
Wow, that looks pretty good.
The video is hilarious because they have some weird stuff in the video. So first of all, I mean, it's very tongue-in-cheek, but they throw little things in here, like, I mean, the beating of the different animals and stuff, and there's one scene that really almost killed me when I was watching this. Let me see if I can.
Anubis makes a good blacksmith. Whoa, that was a
this right here
chainsaw.
Oh yeah, this chainsaw ends up smushing the like like smashes this guy here.
Oh,
I don't
the
know.
close-up of the black
I don't
market
know
merchant.
what they're doing with this guy, but read this text.
Awesome. That's so cool. Man, Pokemon sucks.
Want to play a game?
I'll go first. All right. But no, you should have done that. I didn't say yes.
Oh, and then like, wow, you're a newbie who just moved in. You seem pretty cool. I'm confident in my ability to read people. Hey, be my friend. All right. Huh?
Power World is so much better than everything Pokemon does. And what gets me is that everybody said, Pokemon, just put out your own game like there is no Power World. What did they put out? Farming game. They put out their own Harvest Moon. I'm like, Nintendo and their Pokemon franchise is tone deaf as heck. They do not know how to make a game anymore. But that's why they keep getting these copyrights, because they said, you know how we'll win? We just won't let other people make games.
Anybody make games. Yeah. Oh, did you see? I forgot to grab an article on this, but one of their things that they're using in court to fight Pal World is they say that mods are not creative, and so because there's mods that do the things that they created their patents on, but mods aren't real. They basically said, fuck you to every person who goes out there and puts in the effort to create some awesome mod. And Nintendo just said, oh, you're fake. You're not real. You're just a cheater and a copycat. And, well, your mod wouldn't work without a real game. I mean, damn.
And this is why their entire site's devoted to stealing everything Nintendo puts out. This is how you do this. This is how you make an enemy out of the whole internet. This is amazing. That is so dumb that it hurts. Also, modders are really good coders. I don't think I'd want it. I just don't know.
Yeah, here it is.
Nintendo is going to become the most hated game company.
Nintendo argues mods should not count as prior art. So you didn't create anything. That's not prior art.
Well, I mean, Nintendo goes after modders. They don't want you touching their content, so they've been antagonistic to the modder community for years, which means they're probably about to get a bunch of mods on hacked Switch 2s. You know what? I can't wait till somebody makes the mod that unbricks your Switch. And if there's a way to do it, somebody will figure it out. In fact, I think it'd be funny if they had one of those breaches like Sony, but all they did is just unbricked everybody. They just went in, hacked the Nintendo, and unbricked all the Switches, and it deleted the records of which ones were bricked.
You know how? You know most modders are some of the most, hacking.
I mean, I said a lot of them are really high tier code. I mean, let's be real. Modding started as hacking a game's code.
Yes.
What do you think, Bloodaxe, man? You think that somebody... I think they should go unbrick all the Switch 2s. I think it'd be funny. They went in, unbricked all the Switches, deleted all the records of which ones were bricked, so Nintendo doesn't know how to go re-brick them. And just go,
Actually, I wouldn't put it past the group Anonymous, because they're famous for doing shit like this, because they want the status quo. They're not political. They're on the side of the consumer. If any of their faction sees this, they may actually have a light bulb go off, and next thing you know, that may be something they try to do. But they will do some crazy stuff, and they do not care. They're really, really good about covering their tracks, and so I think that would be something that they may actually put some interest into, which would be the biggest troll Nintendo would actually be able to see this year. That would be awesome.
Well, I mean, dude, there are games that were created because of mods. The World of Warcraft 3 mods, is where you got LOL and then
Bethesda's company was built on the modding community. Skyrim would have never resold as much as it did.
Fallout London. I mean,
dude, Requiem,
you're saying that's not art?
Dude, Requiem and Horizon have caused me to replay Fallout 4 and Skyrim so much. But also, I do not believe Skyrim would have resold like that if it was for mods. I think that the game stayed so relevant because of mods, and then Bethesda kept going, re-release it, re-release it. And you know what? The modders embraced every re-release of Skyrim.
Even when they made it more difficult for them to mod.
Yeah. But you know what? Nintendo wants to go to war with the entire gaming industry. I don't think it's going to work out for them, but Nintendo hasn't been relevant in so long. I'll miss my Zelda lore, but that's literally the only thing. Especially when we didn't cover this on the channel because it's pretty nerdy, but they friend-zoned Mario. Yeah. They officially announced it. So after that, I was done with Mario. I'm like, wow, the will they, won't they, he's now, this Mario simp brother. So after that, I just said, well, I like the new Ganondorf. I do love it. I love Tears of the Kingdom Ganondorf. I'm a big Zelda lore fan. Ganondorf's one of my favorite characters. I'll miss him. I won't miss the rest of Nintendo. They have nothing for me. Bloodaxe will miss Samus, but maybe they got a business. Somebody will buy their games. Oh God, who do we? Oh, there's nobody out there I want to buy it. 10 Cent will buy it, I guess.
Oh God. Speaking of 10 Cent,
I didn't even know.
Well, no, I mean our friend of 10 Cents, PlayStation.
They're like 20% 10 Cent.
They had a state of play this week.
They did. Wow, that's bad because I did not really hear about it.
Not a lot said.
Oh no, I heard about that though.
They did have a Wolverine play trailer, and the gore's there, man. We talked crap about it last week, which is why I had to bring this up. The gore is there. They definitely kept. They made it. They made it gory. They made it dark. But let me see if I can get to the. Oh, that's right. This one it didn't have. We had to go here for it. But yeah, now it's hard to tell what's cutscene and what's not, and what's like a fatality.
I spoiled it a little bit for Zeno. He was like, "Yeah," and I was like,
"Yeah." There's not a huge amount of play in their gameplay trailer.
There was a word we used back when I worked for a certain company when we were fixing cellular phones, because the cellular phone back then, if it had water damage, it would have a red dot.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to quality test it. So they called it cherry picking, where you would pick the easiest option. Well, here, in this case, the cherry picking is, let's pick the best possible scenes. Because I've seen some earlier gameplay of the game, and it did not look like this. Now, could it be that they fixed everything? Yes, that is possible. Do I believe that? No. I believe that there's going to be awesome cutscenes and executions, but the by-the-moment gameplay is going to be subpar.
But I will say, trailer looked good. You know, it did quell some of my worries, though, being someone who doesn't have a lot of faith in Insomniac. Yes, I get there is still worry. But there is less worry today than there was last week.
At least there's blood and violence. But the enemy seems so spongy in the combat scene I saw. I'm really worried about that sponginess. But now, I'll tell you whose trailer didn't look that impressive. Mystique's.
Yeah, Mystique didn't look really great in the trailer. But, she's not the main character, man. She's just... But
it's Mystique.
You know, she's just a side character. But, yeah, I get it.
Not like her outfit or her entire profile in general.
It wouldn't be so bad if we hadn't seen so many good Mystiques. We've seen some really good Mystiques in the past.
Animated, non-animated. Mystique has always been that character that, draws the attention, and you're like, I know she's dangerous, but I can fix her. You know, like that, like Mystique. This Mystique, I'm like, hi. It's Claw, walk off. And it's not even being weird. She is the literal concept. Mystique is the exaggeration of the femme fatale with her shape-shifting powers. She plays mind games. She's not she can fight and defend herself, But that's not her real power. Her real power is getting in people's heads, manipulating people.
She's the ultimate spy.
But now they're trying to turn her into, well, Black Widow, who actually is a well-known, like, for also being quite combat capable, because every character okay, no, I'm not even going down there. I'm tired of that road. That road's covered in cow crap.
Yeah.
I don't even want to walk down it anymore.
But
can't even beat that dead horse. It's already a vampire. It's an undead horse.
It looked better than I was expecting it to look.
The executions look good. The cutscenes look good. I really hope it plays. You know what? Because here's the problem. I can give a perfect example of cutscene versus well, that's not exactly fair, because the later Devil May Cry, they implemented it. But in the first Devil May Cry and the second one, you had amazing cutscenes, and you couldn't do none of that. I hope that you don't get into combat and it's just this. But then the cutscenes are like amazing, or the executions are amazing. I want every part of it to feel well-rounded. But here's the thing. All I'm saying is he's right, but I'm just trying to save you from a Q rant. I have to tell myself it's going to suck so that I can at least be delightfully surprised if it doesn't, or simply be smug if it does suck instead of furious if it sucks. For example, if Dying Light the Beast had sucked, I'd be pretty upset because I was really looking forward to it. And while I do know its flaws, and it does have them, I always make sure to consume them. None of them I even think these two will notice. Like, the flaws I've seen after watching videos that critiqued it pretty hard would be things probably I only would have picked up on, which is good because that means it's a pretty good game.
Other than Wolverine, they did show that they're doing a lot of remakes.
Remaking
Deus
everything.
Ex remake, Mastered, Dynasty Warriors remastered.
New Gran Turismo.
Yeah. They're getting Last Epoch, which has been on PC forever.
And an expansion.
Yeah, well, the expansion is being released with the PS5 version. Let It Die Inferno was weird.
Like, it's a survival game, and it looks like it's multiplayer, but the theme of this really put us off because the music was crunchy, and then that character is really silly. And it's a shame because it looks interesting, but it looks like it would also get on my nerves. And that's the unfortunate part. It looks like it might also get on my nerves.
I mean, when I first saw it, I was sort of hoping, I was like, this is a video game based off of Soul Eater, but then it was like...
Oh, I wish, no.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff's disturbing, but then you also saw a Minotaur flexing with tatted up, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay. I feel like the game may not take itself right there. I feel like the game may not take itself serious enough for me to enjoy. Yeah. Which is a shame because I like survival games.
Yeah,
I like co-op.
It's an interesting... It looked like it could be an interesting roguelike, but yeah, some of it's a little too goofy.
Also, it implies that you fight other players, and I'm not a PvP guy. Unless I only like my PvP in fighting games. I prefer co-op in
it says you'll encounter other players as well as the grotesque
and you'll
denizens,
fight both.
And you'll fight both. I'd rather fight alongside my friends. Other than that,
Neo's a
Neo
good series
3,
of games. So it's not bad.
The one game I saw that I thought was interesting, me and you looked
Was
at.
it PC, I think. Was it even under PlayStation?
Yeah, it was.
The shooter?
The Solus or whatever. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was a game.
No, it was a PlayStation. I'm almost sure it was.
I think it may have been from the Tokyo Direct.
Yeah. That's what it was. And I wanted to make a comment on some of the things I like.
But the problem with it is it looks cool. I don't remember where I saw it. Anyway, it's called Soros. Problem with it is a PlayStation exclusive. But if you have a PlayStation, it does look like it could be interesting to...
there's your answer to it, single player.
Yeah. It does just look interesting.
Well, PlayStation people don't like to play with people. That's almost all their games are focused on single player. So I'm not surprised, man. I mean, it does look decent, though. It looks interesting. It made me think of Outriders, but then the movement was a little higher, so I said, no, it's a little bit faster movement than Outriders, but definitely has a similar, it's reminiscent. But nothing really popped off the page for PlayStation.
Yeah. But yeah, now Xbox was also at the Tokyo game thing. Nothing really popped off there either. The only thing that really popped off was the fact that still nothing from Fable. People now are pretty sure that Fable has been soft canceled and we'll never actually see it.
What do you think about that one, Bloodaxe? I know you are a previous Fable player.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I've never played Fable before. We've talked about it.
Played it, and I played it, and I think you played Fable too.
Yeah, no.
I played all three of them.
Yeah, same here.
I ordered Fable 3. We were supposed to play it back in the day, and for whatever reason, never did. So that's one of the few games I bought and never actually unboxed. I think I played the pub games more than I actually played Fable. But no, this is going to go down as the next, Ghost and Half-Life 3 and, the game that we'll be waiting on and talking about a decade later that we never got that we wanted to see. But, I mean, as Fable came out with sequels, your excitement got less and less, which made my excitement wane because I had no intent. If it wasn't good enough for you, then I was like, I'm not going to enjoy it because it's not really kind of my style anyway. So, if it goes belly up, that's fine. But I'm just waiting on Darksiders 4. That's kind of the one that I'm waiting on more information on. Is
arguably the best Fable was probably the first one, and then the second one was pretty good too. But the first one was the one that really made an impression. The second one was good because it felt like the first one.
I will say
the third one didn't feel like either the first.
I still enjoyed the third one though. I thought it was still a fun game.
Yeah, but it was the least Fable of the three.
It was the least Fable of the three. Yes.
Which Fable has a unique charm, and that's why. And looking at the new game, I wasn't really seeing it yet, and that's what worried me. Yeah.
Like the first one, especially when we got the extended version of the first one, it was really good.
So. Honestly, here's the problem. I don't know how to feel about it being canceled because I wasn't seeing anything I was confident in. And that scared me because I wasn't seeing it. I was hoping it would be there. Hope in one hand and crap in the other, though. You know what happens. See which one fills up first. But I was hoping. Now that it's canceled, or at least soft canceled, I'm going to keep hoping that they're going to try to make it more like Fable 1 without just doing a reboot that they keep. God, they reboot everything. Oh, God, it's so dumb. It's almost as dumb as what you're about to talk about.
Also, at the Xbox event in Tokyo, they did put an interesting new spin on Hitman. They're adding a mission to Hitman World of Assassinations where you will be assisting Bruce Lee.
And you're trying to prevent a people that he's infiltrating, which are a Chinese martial arts type organization, from assassinating him, which hits a little too close to home, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know if he's infiltrating, so he's not being assassinated in this point.
No, you were protecting him. They showed a scene of you trying to prevent people from assassinating Bruce Lee.
No, you're preventing people from attacking him while he is infiltrating some. So it's not really an assassination on Bruce Lee.
Check the T. Make sure when you play the game you check the T. That's how they put it in the T.
But
that's how they got Li Shu win.
But yes, it is weird to have Bruce Lee in an assassination game. As you pointed out, with the rumors that he may have been assassinated with the whole, allergy death. But
I don't have a tinfoil hat, but I'm going to say that it is.
I think it's a bit. I think you're stretching a bit.
No,
I'm not. I think you're stretching a bit. I get it though.
No, it's not. He's infiltrating some criminal organization, and you're trying to prevent him from being assassinated. Remember, check the T.
Oh, but anyway, so that was one. The other thing that was interesting that they had was. What was it? Evil Bane. Evil Bane looked interesting. So this is Project Evil Bane, and it will be a multiplayer. Does seem like you only have these 4 choices for characters. I would have liked to have been able to create a character, or
Green Sheen made it look for a moment like we weren't in the same place. Like, I am physically here. I am actually here.
or have more choices. But it is a neat concept of seems to be a fast action melee with friends.
It feels a little bit better like a faster paced Monster Hunter. But I'm not seeing player variety, which is my big concern. That's the only thing I'm worried about is at the moment, I don't think it's just going to be 3 dudes with great swords. If we play this game together, it's going to be 3 different versions of the great sword wielder because I'm not a sword and boarder because that looks awesome, and I'm not really a shotgunner because one has like a cannon, one has a crossbow, one is sword and board, one wields a great sword. I prefer a great sword to those other combat styles because they don't have a dual wielder yet. They don't have a mage. They don't have a martial artist. So the only play style that's catching my eye is a greatsword, but the game looks good.
Yeah.
It also looks like there's not any character creator, and honestly, I want to make my own character these days, man.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that was even the thing with that PlayStation game we were talking about, Solos or whatever.
Soros, yeah.
Soros is, I was like, the guy looks cool that you're playing, but you could have gave me some options. I think you could have gave me a designer. I don't think that it had to be that guy. There's nothing making it have to be that guy.
And hey, guess what? We're finally on the right side because we're like, give us some diversity.
Yeah,
of choice.
Look, I mean, yeah, I know a lot of times when we talk about diversity and choice, wanting character creations is a lot of these games that tend to have female protagonists. But like I've said, it's never been because it's a female protagonist. It's because I'd like to have a little control over my character, so I have more depth, more what's the word?
Immersion.
Immersion, thank you.
Well, also it solves the problem because I obviously make a black protagonist every time I can.
Yeah.
You know how you get black people in games? I mean, make my own damn character. Especially because it's more immersive, and I don't have to have you do something dumb when you decide to put a black character in a game and they're a criminal with no dad. I still hate Forspoken so much because they did that. We're going to make the protagonist black. Cool. She ain't got no daddy, and she's a criminal, and she's in a gang.
Well, you also have the most...
middle-class black people exist.
You also
sweet baby. Yeah. Middle-class black people exist, sweet baby.
Even in pre-made characters, though, you tend to have the most stereotypical features. You have the bigger lips, bigger nose, and it's just like not every black person has a big nose. Not every black person has the big lips.
Yeah.
Let me create it.
I'm a lighter-skinned black guy.
Yeah. Not everyone is
I like to be,
black.
I'm usually a couple of shades lighter. But my preferred hair, I love my cornrows. I miss my cornrows. I like to get the braids and the cornrows, goatee and a mustache. I'm ready to roll.
Hey, look. I'm a bald dude. I like to create bald dudes as characters.
With the goatee.
I've accepted my baldness to the point where when it comes to immersion, having a bald character helps,
So I'm just saying, and I'm not knocking the game for it. I'm just stating that, look, I feel this way. It isn't just about female protagonists. I really just prefer to make my own character. I really do. It doesn't have to be the greatest. I mean, some games like Outward had god-awful character creators, but at least I was black. I was able to be black and had the worst hair. Oh, boy, they do our hair bad. I usually just have to go bald-headed in a game just to avoid the really bad hair. But the game looks interesting. Yeah. I hope it adds more characters because the biggest problem is that half of your characters are ranged combatants. That's not as popular, but hopefully you can double up on classes. I feel like they need a couple more class types, but it's early play. And if possible, a character creator. Because honestly, it's not me being sexist. The reason I most likely would want to play the knight is also he's fully armored, which means I can decide what he looks like under it. That, and I prefer two-handed weapons or dual weapons to sword and board. And definitely the ranged. If I'm doing ranged, I want to be casting spells. I don't use a bow in any game. Bloodaxe has played the most games with me. He's my witness. I don't use a bow in anything. You can't get a bow in my hands, So it's like...
Only range... Yeah. The only range is magic.
Yeah, I'll do range magic. And if I'm in their face, I want to punch and kick or dual wield. Or in the right order, it's punch and kick, heavy weapon, and then dual wield at the bottom. Because I got 2 big dual wielder fans here. Though, given how big that sword is, for once, if they had a dual wielder, I don't think you have to compete with Bloodaxe because that is a Siegfried sword, and I know my boy he ain't gonna pass up a Siegfried sword. Because that is the biggest two-handed sword I've seen in a game that wasn't Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, like dual blades, dual pistols. Yeah,
you can have your pistols. Give me magic or punch it.
Well, I was going to say, or preferably, I'd prefer a staff. But
well, if we're lucky, they put a martial artist and a mage in. You can have your staff. If I could, there's something about punching a dragon that's just so absurd that I love it. It's the idea of running up to a big dragon and going.
Me and you are mage lovers. I mean that is
no, we're different flavors. Because if a game has summoning and attack spells, I haven't even touched. I haven't touched a warlock or a sorcerer in Diablo or the other games, man. He always is in there blowing stuff up, and I'm always like,
I like destruction. He likes creation
of horrible things.
Of horrible things, yes. Oh, man. But, I mean, as far as Tokyo Game Show outside of Xbox and stuff, it was mostly a lot of indie-looking stuff. Seems like everybody wants to be the next, Hollow
Knight or Shovel Knight. A lot of that indie stuff. And while I do appreciate the indie genre, it's also low effort. I don't mind it. Mm-hmm. I just don't think your expo should be centered around it. Like, it's an expo, man. Show us the big, unless it's the Indie Expo. But it was a little off-putting that one of the expos, I don't know if it was a PC or Tokyo was one, was like 50% really low poly indie games. And while they're interesting, I was more impressed with the more visually attractive games because
Now, we are finally getting the Kiwami remake of the third Yakuza game.
Those Kiwami remakes have been pretty good.
Yeah, they have been.
If you can sit through the cutscenes.
The monologuing.
I tried to play the second one, and I got about 30 minutes in, and I don't even think I had punched anybody, and I had to stop. I was like, oh, my God. Everyone wants to talk.
A lot of furry stuff, too.
It was funny because he would go down and I'd go like, that's a furry game. That's a furry game. And he would just go skip, skip, skip. I'm sorry. You're not going to get Xeno to play an animal unless it is a lycanthrope killing people. Yeah. And not other animals. It's got to be killing people. Like if you come out with a game where he's a werewolf, God, that would be so much better. You know what? They should have made that Vampire Bloodline. They should have made it a werewolf game. It more fits the style of the play. The way you do stuff.
Yeah.
You do the social as a human, and then when you go to fight, you just go ape crap on enemies.
Yeah.
Makes more sense than a vampire doing it.
Yeah. They showed out Outward, too, if you played the first Outward,
I have mixed feelings, and there's the reason why is because I liked Outward 1. But there's one flaw with this company I'll never forgive them for. They were ridiculously overpriced on their expansions.
Well,
they charged almost as much as the entire game for each expansion, and it never went on sale.
I actually agree. This is rare with the journalist here on PC Gamer on the fact that you have to be a bit of a masochist to play that game.
I am. I like the game. Dude, I'm an idiot. I'll beat my head against that wall like a maniac. One of the main reasons I'm still playing Amon is because they said Amon's not doing well. I'm like, I'm going to do well with him because I'm stubborn. And I'm looking forward to Cash because they said he's going to be kind of risky to play. But like I said, my concern is that they're going to charge a lot for this game, and then they're going to do... Dude, it was like $40, $50 the DLC, and it was not that big. I went back to check recently. It was still like $40. Like, their pricing is exorbitant. Just to be honest, it is. I'm hoping they're going to go a little bit more reined in because I don't want to invest in something and then have to drop out because I don't want to buy the expansions because I could go buy a whole nother game around that price. Now, other than that, I enjoyed it. Its replayability is a bit meh because it doesn't have levels. The way you level your character is really basic and really fast because you use money. And, God, we're money grinders, man. I would buy up all my skills before I even started that well. So, we'll see. If it's $40, I'll probably be willing to go 40 in.
Is that some of the skills you had to go travel to another town?
Come on, you know we're crazy. I've ran butt naked across the whole country to go get my rune summoning.
Traveling wasn't that fast in that game, though. It was a trek, man. But
and death when you drop. Oh my goodness, death was painful and could be permanent. There's a random chance.
Oh, but speaking of prices and painful, I mean, we talked about Xbox last week. With their top system, having to, and just this year having a $200 increase. And
in their lower system, getting like a 50, all of it got increased. Crazy bastards.
We have started seeing stores removing Xbox. Costco has removed Xbox. They no longer even have an Xbox section. They said it was just calling it a business decision. Apparently, people are saying that the EB Games in Canada has also removed its
no plans
Xbox.
Going forward to carry it.
Yeah.
Well, look at what they did. Who wants to bother? They're not even selling that well. And these idiots raised the price. It's a loss of money.
And honestly, as a retailer, if it's a business decision, that's why it's sitting on the shelf for too long. When items sit on the shelf as a retail store, it costs you money.
And then
the longer it's in the store, the more it costs you.
And imagine this, because you, Doc's here today, but you've worked in management in retail.
Yeah.
Now imagine that you've got stuff sitting on the shelf that's not moving, and then you get told, we need you to go mark it up.
Mark it up, yeah.
Like, you're going to be like, okay, we're not ordering any more of this crap, because that's dumb. We're having trouble getting rid of what we have. And Xbox is like the worst-selling console on the market. Like, it's definitely losing to PlayStation and Switch 2, and probably losing to Switch 1 still. More Switch 1s probably got sold in the last month than frigging Xbox. So it's insane. And I have Xbox Plus, or whatever it's called, stupid Game Pass.
Game Pass.
But I have it for PC, and it's dumb. It's incredibly dumb. As you know, we're literally, going to be doing an Xbox swap here because we don't want Bloodaxe to give them more money because that's dumb.
Yeah.
And he doesn't use his. I don't use mine. His is better than mine, or he'd have mine too. I can't give mine away, apparently. Nobody want an S. Nobody even want an S. So I can't give it away, and these suckers think they can charge. I mean, it just...
They can charge more for it.
It's the dumbest business plan ever. We're not making enough money off the console because it's not selling. What should we do? Put it on sale? You're right. Mark it up. No, that's not the sale I meant. Yeah, no, up. Put the price up, and then what? I don't know. Underpants knows theory. Question mark,
you might
profit.
be able to get enough if you go do a trade-in with your S to get you an extra Xbox controller, the only thing they make that's actually decent.
You think you could trade in an S for enough for a controller? Because I could use it on my computer.
I know.
I might go to GameStop and see if I can get a new Xbox controller for my PC. Before that gets marked up, I better be quick, though, because, the insanity of this as a business plan.
Can't get that Pro controller, but you can get the standard controller.
I don't want nothing with Pro on it because Sony. There ain't no such thing as
the
Pro.
Elite. Yeah, the Elite cost more than this Series S originally.
Yeah.
And I mean, so but that's amazing. You know what? They needed this. They needed to look at them and go, "Oh, you're doing what? Okay, don't send us some more of that bullcrap." But what got me is the one that said they're not planning to carry it in the future. They're almost like, we're done with Xbox consoles. Microsoft is digging a hole and throwing its employees into it because you know what's going to happen when this occurs? More downsizing. Because that's how they save money. They fire people. So if I worked at Microsoft, I'd be like, you son of a... I would be so pissed. Are you kidding me? Really? Oh, this is going to cost us jobs.
Yeah.
They always fire from the bottom up. They don't ever go like, no, we can get rid of one CEO and we can put all these Xbox on sale. One CEO and we can knock $50 off of all of it. Nah, we'll keep him and get rid of the people that actually work.
Oh, man.
You ever played Jenga? Worst place to start is from the bottom if you want to make sure you want the tower to last the longest. Just saying.
But yeah, so no more Xboxes. I think most of the stores have said that they're going to sell what they got, but they're not getting any more. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see more places do it. It's not.
They're not making it.
Not fiscally responsible.
Yeah, they're not. To me, Nintendo's going to ruin its reputation, and Xbox is just going to go out of business because they're not viable. They're going to make themselves. If I didn't know any better, they're trying to claim bankruptcy.
But dude, I mean, I don't think they're trying to claim bankruptcy. I think they're trying to get out of the console game. I'll be honest, dude. I think Xbox has decided console ain't worth it. And honestly, I don't know if it is anymore.
I just hope they keep buying games. Believe it or not, Sony and Nintendo, especially now, are two companies we do not want having sole monopoly. So I hope they at least keep buying franchises because those two are the most immoral, anti-customer service companies I've seen.
Well, dude, we looked at the state of play. State of play.
Sony
Microsoft owned game. Several of these games are Microsoft owned. Flight Simulator. I wouldn't be surprised. And that's the thing. Microsoft doesn't care anymore. They're going to put their games out on everything, which is the one good thing.
Now the other option, because don't forget we covered this, is that they turn the next Xbox into a Steam Deck effectively.
Yeah,
which pretty much is the same thing as giving up. Because at that point, it's probably going to sell because it has Steam on it, not because it's got Xbox.
And they did release the price. I think it's $1,000 for their new Xbox handheld, which is basically a Steam Deck almost, or NVIDIA, console. So it is a PC, And honestly, that's like I said. I think they should just go. All right, this is Xbox certified hardware here. This is what you need to play this generation of games. I don't care who makes the console. It's basically it's a PC, people.
A PC that doesn't scare people by being a complex thing to put together. Yeah. I would love to see the hybrid of a console and a PC for people like Bloodaxe who just absolutely refuse to buy a PC. I'm waiting for somebody to put out that device that's secretly a PC, as in it plays all the PC games, it goes to Steam, it's got the shop, but it's a console, so they don't have to build their own device and have a,
I will say,
3-foot tall tower.
I opened up my Xbox Game Pass on my computer yesterday, and I did notice this, and you'll see it here. What do you see? All my Steam games are showing up in Xbox
I noticed that.
now.
My Xbox kept telling me I had been playing Borderlands 4, and I was like,
yeah.
I bought Borderlands 4 on Steam. So they're crossing it up already.
It is pulling in your games from Steam. And I saw you playing. I was playing a little card game on here called Bellastro or whatever.
Bellastro, that one got game it is up for a game of the year, I think. That one's popular.
It was on Game Pass, and I was playing around with it, because I didn't have time to play anything serious, so it was something I was just doing to kill some time. And when I pulled it up, I was like, why are all my and I was like, oh look, Q and Bloodaxe are playing Borderlands 4. I was like, wait a second, why is it showing me Q's playing Borderlands 4? And then I realized, it's even pulling in his gameplay from his Steam now.
I can verify it shows that I've been playing Borderlands 4 in Xbox, which means they're already on that path. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's the best way to sell it, because they're not going to beat PlayStation in a straight console, but as long as it meets Bloodaxe's specs, because I do agree with him that he's worried that because it's a handheld, it may not be a very well-spec'd console. But if it ends up being able to carry its weight, then it might be the next console he grabs so that he can finally get access to everything he play. Well, also, it should solve the crossplay issue, because technically, if it's playing on Steam, it's not even really crossplay anymore.
Yeah.
Which means you'll be able to play everything with us.
Yeah. Won't be that Xbox to PC
crap that we're getting. It's a problem if Xbox decided to do like they did for, what was it, Valheim, and have their own version of the game that doesn't connect to the server for the PC
because we already see where people keep have to turn off crossplay to as even an option to stop some bugs.
Borderlands 4, that was one of the things they suggested.
I did see that. I know we're pretty much at time now, but speaking of games we play, Monster Hunter. I saw they're getting desperate with Monster Hunter, man. They released a bikini version of Gemma.
They released another one?
Yeah.
They did one for the summer already.
No, they did one now where whenever you finish a battle, it'll pop up a Gemma bikini now.
Why don't they
And
Fix
people,
the damn
I know, people were
elemental
talking
damage.
about they have over $360 some odd dollars of DLC for Monster Hunter now, with all these things. They're like, hey, look, another you can put Gina in a bikini somewhere now on your screen, and I was just like, yeah, and that's why I quit playing.
I'm a grown ass man. Okay, because I will go back to play more Monster Hunter if something significant occurs. Like, can I get a new meta weapon? Can you fix the elemental damage to be better? Oh, you're pissing me off now, just because like I literally tried to forget about Monster Hunter to give it time to evolve, and it doesn't sound like that's what's happening. So I guess it's dying light.
Yeah. Here it is. Adding to the 354 of DLC, Capcom presses emergency bikini button again and lets players pay to have a sexy shot of Monster Hunter Wildsmith Gemma as a quest complete animation. Woo!
We were on YouTube. I'd tell you we can go get better. I can literally tell you, like, you want to see Jinma? I ain't never going to see Jinma.
And on that note, guys, that's where we're gonna wrap.
Beating them.
We're gonna wrap it up this.
You got some artists out there.
Thanks for watching, guys. You can go to Dicejunkies.com where you find.
That's not where you go to see that. We don't have it out of Tyson.
Find everywhere online. What did Flynn say? It's sad when the best way to sell your game is with sexy mods for characters. Forget gameplay or story. Tiny bikinis sell better. Hey, man. On Dice Junkies OF page, me in a bikini. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. If you join and pay, we won't make you look at that.
Yeah.
It will block it out.
All right, guys. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell.
Oh, hold on, wait. I've been waiting for an update, and it's Jinma and a bikini. We hope you enjoy.
Yeah. Like, subscribe.
All right, I'm with you. I wasted my money on that game.
Come on. Man. We need you, guys, so I don't have to get in a bikini.